Hello, everybody.
And welcome to our podcast today, the final in our three-part series of essential systems for a thriving graphic design business. We've had so
Yes.
much fun with this little series, and today we are sharing our last five. So if you are just joining us today for the first time, make sure you go back to episode 56 and 57. 56 has the first five, 57 has the next five, and today we have our last five.
Mm. And I just want to say also that we're sharing 15 systems, right? That we believe are essential, but there are many more. There is so many more that you can have and that we share in the Design and Prosper Academy. So if you wanted to join us, we're kicking off now. So head over to designandprosper.co/the academy. That's designandprosper.co/the academy. And make sure you get all the information over there because
Yeah,
it is a beautiful program and we just love to help designers to thrive in business through all these systems and the entire roadmap that you need.
absolutely. Think of it exactly like that. It's a roadmap. If you wake up one day and say, I would like to run my own graphic design business, what do I need to do? Contact us because we will just basically share with you our entire roadmap. Here it is. These are the systems you will need to operate a beautiful, functioning, thriving graphic design business. It's all there for you. We've done
It is.
all of the legwork, we've done all of the working out for you. It's there, it's beautiful, it's concise. All you need to do is show up, add your brand, your beautiful, considered, thoughtful brand, and tweak and modify the systems to suit your personality and your brand voice, and you are good to go. But like Chris said, there's so many more systems within these
Yeah.
15 systems. These are just the essential systems that we're sharing with you over this three-part series. So there's lots of systems within these systems. There's lots of moving parts. It's an ecosystem. And that's what we share with you in the Academy as well. It's this whole beautiful business ecosystem.
Yeah. Yeah,
Mm.
absolutely. And like Don said, we've finessed this and honed this over decades. Many, many experiences, many, many mistakes, many different ways of doing things.
Yeah.
We've done the legwork.
We've
We
done
have
that.
put in
Yeah.
the time.
Mm.
We've seen what works. We've seen what doesn't work. And so
Yeah.
this is it here for you so that you
Yeah.
can just go and thrive. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Absolutely. All right. So kicking off today is System 11.
Yeah.
This system is a concept developing system. So it's the creative system. And this is something that Chris and I taught at a tertiary level. We are graphic designers, as you know, by trade. We have been graphic designers our whole careers, and we have taught the fundamentals of designing and being able to conceptualize really discerning design work. So this system is really exciting.
So you might be thinking, how can you turn creative concepts into a system? Well, there is
Yes.
a way.
Yeah.
There is a way that can help you fast track your creative results and your creative outcomes. And it's a system that's aligned to the briefing system. It's aligned to the client's goals and the objectives and what you want to achieve there. But even though creating concepts is an intuitive creative process, there's definitely systems you can implement to fast track and to make sure that you get high quality results every single time.
That's the key. Every single time on repeat. So we're not
Hmm.
just hitting and missing and, having an absolute brainwave one project and then falling flat the next. Having a really beautiful approach to your creative conceptual realization for each project is really important for that, is really important to make sure that you have that consistency with the output that you're generating from your business. So each of your clients can have a look at your portfolio and go, every single time, this designer is absolutely innovative. They're high quality, they're highly conceptual. It's beautiful every single time. And having a system around that will ensure it.
And so you can develop your own conceptual systems. We have some amazing techniques to share with the academy students. But if you're looking at your own creative system, start breaking it down. What do you do every single time you develop concepts? Start breaking down the steps, start seeing what is on repeat for you, and start structuring it so that you can, if you go back to the previous podcast episode where we're talking about scheduling in, start to see how it's going to unfold with each project so that you have some structure in your business. Because if you do not have structure in your design business, it will unravel. It really will unravel. It's just not tenable. It's not sustainable. So creative
Absolutely.
process systems, very essential.
And the creative process system can also help to inform your time tracking system and your quoting system and. So as we've been saying, all of these systems are really integrated. When you really understand your process and have a clear system and have a definitive boundary around how long things take you, your quoting is more effective, your quoting is more accurate, your time scheduling is more accurate. You know, I need a morning to do this particular thing. So all of these beautiful moving parts are linked. They're living
Mm,
and breathing together in this beautiful ecosystem.
mm. And as lecturers, we always prided ourselves in nurturing our students to wonderful results. So we took it upon our shoulders to get maybe a C grade student up to a distinction. It was always possible, even with students who may not have had raw creative or raw natural talent for style, and those, designers out there that just have it. They have the it factor. There were students that didn't, but we could still get them to a really high quality of design, really professional standards, beautiful conceptual and creative results through systems. So
Yeah,
it is possible. Yeah.
it's so possible. I love that. I love that reminder. That was one of my favorite things to do for people who were sort of sitting at a credit and looking at the high distinction students in the class and going, wow, am I going to be able to get there? And then watching them just use the creative process systems and go, I'm doing this. I'm doing this. I'm actually being
Mm.
a really discerning high-end designer. And it would light Chris and I up. We were just so excited to
Yeah.
see the results, those type of results. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not
Yeah.
just natural raw talent. The
No.
most successful designers aren't always natural raw talent designers. The
Yeah.
people who have a systemized approach to their work and they get results every time.
Yeah.
All right. Now, the system 12 is a very important one. It is concept presentations and concept selling, essentially. So, selling your work, selling your design concepts.
I'm excited. To me, this is the system that is the big kahuna. This is the
Yeah.
one. This is the one. We want that full body yes from our clients when we present our work. When we throw our heart down on the table and see it thumping there on the table, we want that full body yes. And having a really beautiful system for delivering these concepts and your heart and soul, it leads to that full body yes because it's undeniable. Having this really considered approach to how you present your work makes it undeniable, makes it obvious that you have really listened to the client, you really understood the brief, and you've executed the brief to such a high level.
Yes. So, as part of a presentation system, there's the visual element, of course, but there's also the written element, which is really important to have a system in place to make that process easy for you as well, because it can be time consuming. So we want to be able to shortcut that time it takes to get a really powerful, absolute yes presentation in front of a client. And we want to have those results time and time again. We don't want to be like, oh, biting our nails going, are they going to accept it? I'm only getting a 50% hit rate here or even less. No, we want to have super high yes rate, 100% yes rate. That's totally possible.
Absolutely possible. So, yes.
System 13.
System 13. Client nurture system. This is a beautiful one. Having a client nurture system takes the angst out of communicating and corresponding with clients because you'll have something in place that allows you to freely and without any effort or thought communicate and nurture your clients. So, this is a beautiful system. We love this system.
Yes. And if you haven't had a chance to come to our masterclass, we've got a free masterclass And I'm not exactly sure if they'll be finished by the time this is this is out. But if the stars align and you get to come to our masterclass, just head to designandprosper.co/masterclass and you'll be able to see if there's an available date for you or not. But we give some really amazing solutions in that for client nurture systems. There's some lovely surprises in there for you
Yeah.
in that masterclass. But it is so essential to have client nurture because it prevents a lot of client problems. It
Mm,
prevents a lot of the client ghosting and a lot of times client ghosting is a direct result of the designer not holding the client's hand enough and not reaching out regularly or not touching base
mm.
regularly and checking in, but these things have to be systemized. Otherwise, it's a bit wishy-washy, it's like random. Oh, I might contact them 2 weeks or I might contact them in a couple of days or whatever it is. It really does need to be systemized and exactly what you're going to do for each client needs to be systemized as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It builds on the know, love, and trust factor. And it's that trust. Clients know that they're going to hear from you. They hear from you before they have to think about reaching out to you. It's that type of thing that really creates that respect that they have for you and that fosters that long-term relationship that we talk about as well. Like Chris and
Mm,
I, both of our design businesses nurtured long-term client relationships. And it's because of our client nurture systems that we are able to make that claim because our clients did love us. They did know that we would be in touch with them when we needed to be, that we would have their back, that we would hold their hand, and they trusted that they were a very important part of the whole process and they trusted us with their beautiful work. So it's an important system to have in place for future business. It's really, really important. Nurturing the business you have. You don't have to go out and find it. You don't have to go out and convert that lead. They are there. They are wanting to work with you and they are going to want more work. There's more where that came from as long as you nurture them, make them feel seen, make them feel loved. They're a part of your business.
Yeah, I think that if you've got a problem where you feel like clients aren't respecting your opinion enough, a lot of the times that's a lack of connection or a lack of initial nurture. So if we really amp up the nurture and really think about what can I do as part of my nurture systems? What can I do that might be a bit unique for my business too, that makes my business stand out a little bit more from all the other design studios out there as well. So a client nurture system is really something that needs to be intentional. So
Yeah,
that's
no,
that's a lot of the thing with a lot of these systems is being intentional about something, putting it in writing, putting it as an actual policy or procedure or a system that you actually follow time and time again with every project or every client.
yeah. All of these systems, if you do that, you have a business that then can be scalable. And we don't need to go and conquer the world and have 40 staff and things like that, but scalable in a way that you can just get someone in to help you.
Mm.
Like if you have beautiful policies and procedures and everything set out for somebody to come in and take a little bit of weight of the business for you, it's so much easier when you have all this set up. It's all set out. This is how I do it.
Yeah.
This is how I do it. It's right there. It's all in writing. Makes it easy for you. It makes it easy for somebody who's coming in to help you or staff that you'd like to hire or whatever.
That's exactly right.
Hmm.
All right. System 14 is a client referral system. This is something that a lot of design studios don't have in place, which is such an amazing source of revenue, future revenue for your business, and a source of sustainable growth for your business as well. But actually having something in place where you reach out to people and actually talk to them and ask them about becoming a referral partner.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the thing is, people will, when they've worked with you, when you've built that know, love, and trust, when you've delivered that beautiful high end result, they're going to want to be an advocate for you. They're going to want to be that person to shout to the rooftops. And then having a referral system on top of that, it just makes that whole exchange really elevated. They're being seen for being a beautiful advocate for you, which is really, really lovely. So, yeah, having a referral system in place is powerful. And I think a lot of designers certainly a lot of the designers that we've met in the academy and our one to ones, are a little bit shy about having a system in place for this. But when you have a system in place to discuss with a client, you can actually be a little bit removed from the emotion of it because it's all set in place. It's a system you have. You lean on the system. You allow the
Mm,
system to support you. We talk about systems supporting us a lot in business. And if you have that already, you've thought about it, it's discerning, it's outlined, it's proven, hopefully, you've tested it, then it's there to support you and allow you to be able to have these conversations with your clients and ask for things and be prepared to put yourself out there. It helps you to be a little bit more courageous when you've got a system to sort of lean into. Mm.
yeah, for sure. And we can tell you from our experience of charging high prices and being a high-end designer and being a part of a high-end brand studio, high-end design studios really thrive off referrals and
Mm.
repeat business. That's how they thrive. So it's really important. You really need a piece of this pie if you
Yes.
haven't already. So make it part
Yeah,
of your business system.
absolutely. And the final system, Chris, our final system in this mini series is a communication system. Sort of
Yeah.
like the creme de la creme, isn't it?
Yeah.
Communication is the be all and end all, really.
Yeah. So this is about having a system for the way that you communicate to your audience, to your clients, having prepared scripts, having canned emails, having responses ready to go for situations that will pop up in business, and incorporating your unique tone of voice, your unique way of speaking and way of doing things, and your messaging into it as well. That's really important. Your uniqueness should shine through, but having it as a system so that once again, if you have other people come on board, they know how to communicate like you would, so the business isn't solely reliant on you. It's about shifting gears into that CEO mindset again, not having an employee mindset where everything's on your plate, everything's on your shoulders. If you do have a communication system, it makes it so much easier, even for
Yeah.
potentially outsourcing social media, for outsourcing email responses and all those sorts of things.
hmm It's all about your voice, this
Yeah.
system. It is all about who you are, it's who you say you are and what you say you do. And it's having that on repeat. And it's ensuring that there's no message being diluted because you're saying things differently on one platform to another platform. If you have a communication system, it will be united, it will be consistent, and you'll be saying the same thing, putting the same message out there in slightly different ways, but it'll be the essence of who you are because it'll be your brand voice. And that's really important for trust. If you want clients to trust you, that's super important for you to do that, to have communication that is consistent all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you are struggling with what to say and you don't quite understand your brand voice, we definitely dive into that with the Academy, very deep into your messaging and getting all the scripts and all that sort of thing set up beautifully for your business. But we also have our nicely said client script product, which
Oh, yes.
has, yes, it has
Yeah.
40 scripts ready to go in it as well, which
Yeah.
you can swap out a word here and there. We cover 40 difficult client situations that have popped up for us. And we have said it exactly the way that we would respond to these situations. So if you've ever wondered, what would Chris and Don say? What would they do? This is how we do it. And there's
Yeah.
lots and lots of suggestions, lots of business tips. You'll get so many ahas and insights out of this product. It's a digital download PDF. It's just a game changer,
It
this
is an
this product.
absolute game changer. We've had some feedback from the people who have already purchased it, and they have said, "Oh my goodness, that's one facet of my business now that I do not have to worry about." And
Yeah.
like we were saying, it's important that your voice is unique. So when you purchase a product like our nicely said scripts kit, the essence of what needs to be said is there for you. The message of what needs to be communicated, the boundary that needs to be communicated is there for you. How you say it and how you inject your personality is up to you. You can swap words out. You can have a particular sign off, and that's consistent for all of your communication as long as it's appropriate for the trickier ones. You can inject some little adjectives and words that you would use, the way that you would engage with your client, the way that you would speak to your
Mm.
client. So these scripts, they're a script kit and they're ready to go. So if you don't even want to think about it, it's literally copy it out and paste it into your email body. They are kind, they are respectful, they are discerning, and they are beautifully written. But you can also inject your personality in there as well. So you don't have to feel like it's a script. You can take it and make it your own, which is what we really love about the way that we've created this script kit, is that you can take it on as your own. You can inject your personality in there. Absolutely.
Yeah. So what we want to create and offer to you are things that we wish we had. We wish we had something like
Yes.
this back in the day, because it was like, what do we say when this doozy of a situation happens?
Yeah.
So we've got things like the client will say, what if I don't like what you create, for example,
Yeah.
or you're too expensive. Like you've sent a proposal and now they're saying you're too expensive. Or what if you've got a client who's like a talky client and is taking up so much time in meetings and you don't know how to address that? These are the sort of things that we've got covered. All the client tricky situations is in this
Yeah.
kit. So
Yeah.
grab the kit. It is yours if you want it today. You can have it in your hot little hands today. Head over to designandprosper.co/nicely said scripts. And you can purchase it and it'll be
Yes.
all yours. And
Yeah.
we'll put that in the show notes as well. So you don't have to
Yeah, we
remember the
will.
URL.
Yeah.
Mm.
All right, beautiful community. So that's it. That's a wrap on our 15 essential systems for a thriving graphic design business. Like we said, there's lots more moving parts, there's lots more layers. There is a lot more that we address in the academy, but this should get you started. If
Yeah.
you take apart the last 3 podcast episodes and have a look at your systems in your business right now and ask yourself, have I got a system for that? Have I got a system for that? Give yourself a little checklist and just see what you've got out of these essential systems. And then if you haven't got them, well, you can start creating or you can come and see us. But this is what we recommend as the bare minimum to have. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Hope that is helpful for you. Shine some light on this, because once you know about this, once you realize that this is the key, this is going to unlock the key to your success in your business, there'll be no stopping you. So get in and start looking through a different lens in your business and see what can be systemized.
Yeah.
All right.
Awesome.
Okay.
Okay.
Everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.